My stepsister stole all our money and vanished. My stepsister asked to borrow $500 for rent. I said yes. When I checked my bank account the next day, $47,000 was gone. And so was she. Let me back up and explain how I ended up trusting the person who would destroy my life. I'm 28 now, but this story starts when I was 15. That's when my parents got divorced. It wasn't messy, they just grew apart. My dad moved out, I stayed with my mom during the week and saw dad on weekends. Pretty standard stuff. When I was 19, my dad remarried. Her name was Carol. She seemed nice enough, a little quiet, worked as a nurse, made my dad happy. And she came with a daughter, Jessica. Jessica was 16 at the time, 3 years younger than me. She was complicated. I was away at college by then, so I only saw her during holidays and summer breaks. But even from a distance, I could tell she was always in some kind of drama, always had boyfriend problems, always had friend problems, always had money problems. She'd move into my dad's house, then move out to live with a boyfriend, then move back in when they broke up. This cycle repeated about 5 times over the next few years, but I stayed out of it. I was focused on school, then on starting my career. Jessica's chaos wasn't my problem. After I graduated, I got a good job in tech, software development, made decent money, started building my savings. And that's when Jessica started being friendlier to me. She'd text me out of nowhere. "Hey, how's work going? You're so smart. Can I ask you about something?" We'd have these conversations about jobs and career advice. She said she wanted to get her life together, wanted to be successful like me. I thought maybe we were finally becoming real siblings, that the blended family thing was actually working. Looking back, she was studying me, learning my patterns, building trust, setting the trap. It all came to a head about 6 months ago. I was at work when my phone rang.
It was Jessica. She was crying. "I need your help," she sobbed. "I'm about to be evicted." My heart sank. What happened? "I lost hours at work," she said. "I'm behind on rent. My landlord is threatening to throw my stuff on the street tomorrow morning. I just need $500 to catch up. Please. I'll pay you back in 2 weeks when I get paid." $500. Not a huge amount. And she was family. Plus, she'd never asked me for money before. This was the first time. "Okay," I said. "I'll Venmo you." "Actually," she said, her voice getting quieter, "can you just add me to your bank account temporarily? Venmo has a daily limit, and I need to pay first thing in the morning before the bank opens. I'll remove myself right after the payment goes through." I should have said no right there. That should have been a massive red flag. But I trusted her. She was my stepsister. We'd been getting closer. And my dad would want me to help family. "Okay," I said. "Come over tonight and we'll set it up." That evening, Jessica came to my apartment. We sat at my laptop. I logged into my bank's website. I added her as an authorized user on my checking account. The system asked for her social security number, date of birth, address. She gave me all the information. I typed it in. Within 5 minutes, she had full access to my checking account. "Thank you so much," she said, hugging me. "I swear I'll pay you back, and I'll remove myself tomorrow after I pay rent." "It's okay," I said. "We're family." She left. I went to bed that night feeling good, like I'd done the right thing, like I was being a good brother. I woke up the next morning around 7 a.m. I grabbed my phone off the nightstand and opened my banking app. Just wanted to make sure the transfer had gone through. Make sure Jessica got her rent money. The app loaded. My checking account balance appeared. $247.63. I blinked. That couldn't be right. I had over $47,000 in that account. My savings. My emergency fund. Money I'd been saving for years to buy a house. I refreshed the app. Still $247.63. My hands started shaking. I opened the transaction history, and that's when I saw it. Transfer to external account, $15,000. Transfer to external account, $12,000. Transfer to external account, $8,000. Transfer to external account, $7,500. Transfer to external account, $4,500. 5 transfers, all made between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Total, $47,000. Everything gone. I couldn't breathe. I sat up in bed, staring at my phone screen, waiting for it to be a mistake, a glitch, something. But it wasn't a mistake. Jessica had cleaned me out. I called her immediately, straight to voicemail. I called again. Voicemail. I called 10 more times. Every single call went to voicemail. I sent her a text. Call me right now. The message showed as delivered, but never as read. I called my dad. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone. Dad, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Jessica stole all my money. What? What do you mean? I added her to my bank account to help with rent. She took everything. $47,000. It's all gone. There was silence on the other end. That can't be right, my dad said slowly. She wouldn't. Dad, check your bank account. Right now. I heard him moving around, heard the sound of a computer starting up. Then I heard him say one word. No. How much? I asked. $23,000, he whispered. It's gone. All of it. My stomach dropped. When did you add her to your account? Months ago, he said. She was living here and helping with bills. I gave her access so she could pay utilities. Oh my God. Carol. I need to call Carol. He hung up. 5 minutes later, he called back. Carol's account is empty too, he said. His voice sounded hollow. She had $31,000. Jessica took it all. I did the math in my head. $47,000 from me. $23,000 from my dad. $31,000 from Carol. Total? $101,000. Jessica had stolen over $100,000 from our family. My dad called Jessica's phone. Disconnected.
The number was no longer in service. We all drove to Jessica's apartment immediately. The landlord let us in. The apartment was completely empty. Every piece of furniture gone. Every personal item gone. It looked like no one had ever lived there. The landlord said Jessica had come by in the middle of the night with a moving truck. She paid him 3 months' rent in cash and said she was moving out of state for work. She left no forwarding address. Jessica had vanished. We went to the police station and filed a report, all 3 of us. The detective assigned to the case listened to our story. He looked sympathetic, but not surprised. Here's the problem, he said. She was an authorized user on all the accounts. Technically, she had permission to access the money. But she stole it, I said. I understand. And the amounts involved definitely suggest criminal intent. We'll investigate. But banks won't refund unauthorized transfers when the person was authorized to be on the account. My heart sank. So what do we do? We'll try to track where the money went, he said. File charges. Issue a warrant. But if she's smart, she's already gone. We left the police station feeling hopeless. I called my bank. They said the same thing the detective did. Since Jessica was authorized, the transfers were legitimate. They wouldn't refund the money. I hired a lawyer. He filed a civil lawsuit against Jessica. But you can't sue someone you can't find. I started investigating on my own. I checked Jessica's social media. Her Instagram was deleted.
Her Facebook was deactivated. But then I remembered she had an old Twitter account from high school. She barely used it. Maybe she forgot about it. I logged on and searched for her username. Found it. Her last tweet was from 2 weeks before she robbed us. New beginnings. There was a photo attached. Palm trees, bright blue water, a beach. The geotag had been deleted, but someone had commented, "Can't wait to visit you in Costa Rica." Costa Rica. She'd fled the country. I kept digging. I found an old friend of Jessica's from high school. The friend had posted on Instagram, "So jealous, wish I could run away to paradise like you." The photo was tagged with another account, a private Instagram with a different name. But the profile picture was definitely Jessica. I requested to follow. Request denied. So I created a fake account, used photos of a random girl from my college, claimed we went to high school together. Jessica accepted the follow request. And suddenly I could see everything. Photos of her on a beach in Costa Rica. Photos at an expensive resort. Photos with a new boyfriend. Captions like, "Finally living my best life," and "New country, new me." A recent post showed her at a fancy restaurant. "Thanks, babe, for this amazing life. Heart." She'd tagged her boyfriend in the photo. His profile was public. American guy, living in Costa Rica, claimed to work in cryptocurrency investments. I screenshot everything, took it to the detective. "Now we're getting somewhere," he said. But then came the bad news. Costa Rica doesn't have an extradition treaty with the U.S. for nonviolent theft crimes, the detective explained. "We can file charges, we can issue a warrant, but we can't force her to come back. If she stays in Costa Rica, she's untouchable." I felt sick. $47,000 gone, and she was just going to get away with it. Unless I had an idea. Jessica's weakness had always been men. Her whole life revolved around whatever guy she was dating. What if we could lure her back with a fake relationship? I called my college friend Mike. Good-looking guy. Charming. A bit of an actor. I explained the situation. "I'll do it," he said immediately. "Let's catch this thief." The plan was simple. Mike would create fake social media profiles, make himself look like a wealthy entrepreneur, start interacting with Jessica's posts, build a relationship, convince her to meet him in the U.S. The moment she landed on American soil, she'd be arrested. Mike set everything up. Professional photos, posts about business trips and investments. He looked successful, attractive, exactly Jessica's type. He started commenting on her posts, casual at first. "Beautiful view. Costa Rica looks amazing." Jessica responded. They started DMing. Within a week, they were texting daily. Within 2 weeks, they were on video calls. Mike rented a nice Airbnb for the calls to look like he lived in a luxury apartment. Within 3 weeks, Jessica was opening up. She said she'd had to leave the U.S. for complicated reasons, but was so happy in her new life. Week 4, Mike made his move. "I have some business meetings in Miami next month," he said during a video call. "I'd love to finally meet you in person. I'll pay for your flight, put you up in a nice hotel." Jessica hesitated. "I don't know if I can come back to the U.S. right now," she said. "It's just a few days," Mike said. "Miami's beautiful. We could stay on South Beach. I'll take care of everything." I watched Jessica's face on the video screen. I could see the internal struggle. Fear versus greed. Greed won. "Okay," she said. "Let's do it." We immediately notified the detective. He coordinated with U.S. Marshals in Miami. The arrest warrant was ready. Jessica booked her flight. My dad, Carol, and I wanted to be at the airport when she was arrested, but the police told us no. We couldn't risk her seeing us and running. So we waited. The day Jessica's flight landed, I couldn't focus on anything. I just stared at my phone, waiting for the call. Finally, at 3:47 p.m., my phone rang. "We got her," the detective said. Jessica had walked right off the plane and into the arms of U.S. Marshals. She was arrested on the spot, charged with felony theft, wire fraud, and identity theft. Her bail was set at $100,000. She couldn't pay it.
The boyfriend in Costa Rica disappeared the moment she was arrested. Turns out he'd been using her too. Jessica sat in jail for 3 months before her trial. Her public defender tried to claim it was a misunderstanding, that she'd been authorized to access the accounts, that we were lying about the amounts. But the prosecution had everything: bank records, evidence she'd set up fake accounts months in advance, evidence she'd fled the country, evidence she'd been living lavishly on stolen money. The jury found her guilty on all counts. The judge sentenced her to 6 years in federal prison, ordered her to pay $101,000 in restitution plus interest, 5 years probation after release. But here's the reality. Most of the money is gone. She spent it. The boyfriend in Costa Rica probably took a chunk of it. They recovered $8,000 from a hidden account. They seized and sold her car for $4,500. Her jewelry and electronics sold for another $2,200. We'll probably never see the rest. Jessica's in year 4 of her 6-year sentence right now. Carol divorced my dad. She couldn't handle the shame, the guilt of bringing Jessica into our lives. She moved to another state. My dad hasn't spoken to her since. My dad felt so responsible that he paid me back $10,000 from his retirement savings. I didn't want to take it, but he insisted. I had to take out a loan to cover my immediate expenses. I had to delay buying a house by 5 years, and I have trust issues now with everyone. But at least Jessica is in prison. She'll be out in 2 years, but she'll never be part of this family again. The lesson I learned? Blood doesn't always mean family. And never, ever give anyone complete access to your finances, no matter how much you trust them. Jessica destroyed our family for $101,000. She'll get out of prison eventually. She'll probably do this to someone else. But it won't be us. We're done. If you enjoyed this story, hit subscribe, because tomorrow we're covering a bridezilla who tried to steal her sister's wedding venue, and the revenge that followed was absolutely legendary.